Are you able to view the PDF file, everyone? Chaitra, is my PDF file is visible? Chaitra?
No, ma'am. PDF is not visible, ma'am.
Now?
Yes, ma'am. Now visible.
Okay. Yeah. Today we have left with the last topic in OMD. That is a publisher subscriber pattern, and this pattern we have already discussed in our lab slot. That is the first program. What is the publisher subscriber pattern? I have explained, right? Anyone? How do we define publisher subscriber? So this publisher subscriber pattern we are identifying as a pattern for synchronizing the cooperation among the components. So whatever the communication that are, if there are different components are there, if there are any changes that happens with one of the components, so those changes has to be communicated or intimated to the other components which are communicating with that particular component. So that we call it as a publisher subscriber. So here what happens? One the publisher will notify whatever the changes that are there to all the subscriber to change the state. So whatever the change propagation mechanism that are happening within that particular component will be identified, and that changes has to be notified to all the subscribers. So that is how we are defining the publisher subscriber pattern. And the other name or alias name for a publisher subscriber pattern is the observer or a dependent pattern. So why we are calling it as a observer pattern? So since it will be keep on waiting for different variants or different viewpoints where at what point of time the change propagation mechanism is going to happen within any one of the component. So if the changes are going to occur in any one of the component, the observer is going to observe those changes and it has to notify all the different observers. So that's the reason we are calling it as a observer pattern. And why dependent pattern? So if anything changes happens, so that has to be the same changes has to be adopted with all the other subscribers. So if it's not happening, then what happens? There arises a inconsistency within a system. So that's the reason we are calling it as a dependent pattern. So how do we define a problem here? So the problem there are different forces that we need to balance when we are defining a problem here. So if any changes, data changes that are happening within a component data, so through the internal changes, what we need to do, we need to identify what are the dependent components are there. So how the dependent components has to be updated. So if there are any change propagation happens, so what is the mechanism that has to be communicated with the other components? So the forces are one or more component must be identified. So we need to identify one or more components that must be notified with the change in a state. So whatever the state changes are going to happen, that has to be notified. And the second thing is the number and the identities of the dependent component is not prior. That means it may not be whatever the components are there. It is not the thing that all the components should change at a time. So it may depend upon the priorities, or it may also be based on a time. So depends that depends on a component to make some changes in the components. And next thing is explicit polling by dependence for new information is not feasible. That means if there are other components explicitly dependent on a particular component, so when a new information is has to be added, it cannot be added directly since there are dependent since it is a dependent component. So the dependent component cannot changes in a dependent component cannot be added directly, and it is not so feasible. And the next thing is information from the publisher and its dependent should not be tightly coupled. That means there should be not the coupling should not be too tight, so that if you are adding too much of complexities or too much of restriction, what happens? Whatever the changes that we are going to bring in a system will not be affected. So tight coupling or relationship should not be existing between a dependent component. So how can we bring a solution? So the solution can be taken care by the publisher subscriber pattern. So how we can consider this publisher subscriber pattern? So here we are taking it has a two different components. So one is a publisher component, and which can also be called as a subject, and the other component we call it as a subscriber. What we call it as a observer. So here what happens? The publisher is going to maintain a registry. So which are the currently subscribed components are there. So it is going to maintain all the dependent components in it. So what happens whenever a component want to become a subscriber, it uses the subscribe interface offered by the publisher. So what happens? Say for example, there is one component A. So there are 1 to 6 components named. Okay, so the sixth component want to become a subscriber of the component A. Now what happens? This subscriber, this publisher has a user interface. So it offers an interface. So if anyone of the component want to become a subscriber, it has to fill all the information into the publisher interface. So what happens once when the component once the subscriber fills all the information, so what happens, that particular component will become a subscriber, and that component will be dependent on a publisher. It is like something, you have a new magazine. Okay, you want to view that magazine regularly, periodical magazine. So what happens, to view that magazine online, say there is some magazine XYZ, and that XYZ is a technical magazine, and you want to it is a monthly magazine, and you want to read that magazine continuously. So what happens, the magazine will provide a interface. So what type of interface you are trying to you have to register. So only if you have registered, then only you can view the magazine for read the magazine for free. Or else what you can do, you can just view only the overall information of the magazine. So if you want to have a brief description about the magazine, then what you are doing, you are registering. So that is an interface which is given by the magazine. So similarly, the publisher is going to provide some user interface. So once the user interface is being identified by the subscriber, so it is going to register. So what happens if the subscriber does not want to be a part of the publisher? Then what it can do, it can unsubscribe. It is similar that. So if you are subscribing some articles online, so if you don't want to subscribe, if you don't want to continue the subscription further, what you will do, you are trying to unsubscribe it. So similarly, whatever the changes that are happening, so once it identifies the subscribers, so once the subscribers are registered, so it is going to get all the periodical updations. So once the updations is received by the subscriber, it has to update accordingly. So here this pattern provides a degrees of freedom in terms of implementation. So how do we implement this publisher subscriber pattern? So first thing is we are trying to identify the abstract base classes. So what happens? It will identify a different classes, and whatever the implementations that are going to, what component, what changes that are going to happen, so that will be implemented in a abstract base class. So that is going to observe, and it has to notify all the other subscriber. So next thing is, so once the abstract class is being defined, so the next step is we need to identify what are the internal changes that are going to happen. That is, change propagation mechanism is going to occur within the component. So how do we decide that? So that can be decided by the internal state change. So what happens? This internal change state will notify the observers about it. So this is a particular component, and these are the changes, or if any component is not working or it's failed to work, then it has to notify all the other subscribers. So what happens? It uses a method called as a notify method. So what happens when the notify method is invoked or it is called? So it brings several changes that has to be adopted. And next thing is, an object can be a subscriber to many publisher. So you can define the objects within a subscriber, and the same object can have a n number of publisher. Say for example, if you are having the object has a X and publisher has a B and C. So this object X can be a subscriber. So it can be a subscriber to the publisher A, publisher B, and publisher C. So it can subscribe all the other subscribers. Say for example, if I am a subscriber, okay, and I have been recognized as an object, right? So now what I will do, I want to read a different magazines. Say for example, it can be a technical magazine, or it can be a children's magazine, or it can be a other magazines, say for example Women's Era. So I will be a subscription, I am going to take all the subscription of all these three magazines. So no, I can have any number of I can take any number of publishers. So I may be dependent on any number of publishers. So an object can take both roles. That means what you when some changes is going to happen, say that particular component at a particular period of time. So which object you are going to recognize it as a subscriber. So it can take the role of both the publisher as well as subscriber. You cannot say it is only that object is meant only for a publisher, or that object is meant only for a subscriber. So sometimes, or in some situation, so that object can play a role of a publisher as well as the subscriber. So next thing is, when we have identified the subscriber, so the subscriber and ensuring the notification can be differentiated between according to the type. That means what we need. You cannot whatever the subscription is, the subscription will be taken care. Okay, so the notification is another event. The subscription event is different and notifying event is different, and both the event are going to act accordingly. Say for example, you have subscribed the magazine for 1 year, so every month you will get a subscription of that particular magazine. So after the completion of 1 year, so what happens from the publisher, you will get a notification that your subscription is going to end by this month end. So do kindly make a payment and subscribe. Okay, so that is a message. That means what? When there is when the subscribers are allowed to get the message about the event. So whatever the events that are going to happen, or whatever the changes that are going to happen within a publisher, so all the events will be notified through the abstract classes. And next thing is, the publisher can send selected details of the data. So whatever the details that a subscriber is specifying, so all the specified notification that changes in our data will be added or will be sent to the subscriber. So next we have some variants. So the variant is a gate. The first type of variant is a gatekeeper. So in this gatekeeper, what we are using this publisher subscriber pattern. We are applying in terms of a distributed system. So here what happens, for an instance, if a publisher notifies a it can notify the remote subscriber. So you cannot say that all the subscribers are local to the system. So there can be a remote subscribers. So whatever the changes that are going to occur within a publisher, it has to spread between two different processes that are going to occur in a different places. So that can be taken as a gatekeeper. So what the gatekeeper will do? The gatekeeper demultiplexes uh, demultiplexes them by surveying the entry point to the process. So it will identify what are the different components to send the message, to receive the message. So to do that, it will keep one component, and that component we are calling it as a gatekeeper. So what this gatekeeper will do? So if the message has to be sent to the different subscriber, so what happens? The same messages will be demultiplexed to a different sources. So what is demultiplication? Anyone? What is demultiplexing or demultiplication? So one message uh, has to be sent for a many people. That we call it as a multiplexing. So if n number of resources are there and we need to combine that together, so that we call it as a multiplexing. So what happens? This gatekeeper will notify whatever the events are handling. So it is going to act accordingly. And the next one is the event channel variant. And this event channel variant was proposed by the object management group in event service specification. So what they are going to do, they had concentrated only on a distributed systems. So by believing that this pattern publisher subscriber has a strongly decoupling between the components. So whatever the changes that are going to occur, so it has to be notified immediately, and that changes has to be brought. So this is a OMT tool. Okay, so we have a publisher and we have a subscriber. So we have a proxy publisher and proxy subscriber. So it is there occurs a optional boundary. So this zigzag line, what you are calling, what we can see, it is a boundary where we can identify uh, whatever the changes that we are going to have, so that has to be maintained. So from a proxy publisher, so the messages will be sent to the proxy subscriber. We have a event channel, so through the event channel the event notification has to be sent to all the subscriber. So here we have a proxy publisher, and through the proxy publisher, so the proxy subscriber gets notified and that reaches the subscriber. So this is how the changes will be notified. So that completes the publisher subscriber pattern. So in this, you don't have example. If you want to take an example, you can take a example that we have taken for a lab session, right? So we have a name and a price. So that can be taken as an example. So in theoretical part, they have not specified the example here. So you have any doubts in this? And these are the variants, and this is a OMT model. So in this publisher subscriber pattern, so like in other pattern what we had discussed in a previous class, we had various headings, right? Like a structure, solution, everything. So the structure and solution is not explicitly specified here. So here the structure of the pattern will be the one is a publisher and one is a subscriber, the two components that has to be specified. And so you can take the structure, the same thing which we have taken in a lab program. The components, one is a subject and one is the observer. Okay, so, or one can be a publisher. So what the subject is going to do, the subject or an observer is going to observe whatever the changes that are going to happen within a component, and what the publisher is going to do, the publisher is going to make identify whatever the changes that has been adopted. So all the changes is going to be notified to the different observers. So here in a solution, here they have specified the role of the role of the publisher and the role of the subscriber is being specified. So you can write it in a structured format. Okay, so that is all about the patterns. So we have done with the syllabus, the complete, all the syllabus has been completed. So you have any doubt in a pattern? Okay, just still we have time 25 minutes. So I'll just make a full recap of this design pattern, that is the chapter 3. Okay. So in chapter 3 we had we had defined a structural decomposition. So before that we had a classification of a architecture pattern where it is being identified as a structural decomposition, organization of the work, access control management, and a communication pattern. So in a structural decomposition, what we are identifying the system which is being decomposed into different parts, and we are identifying the cooperating parts, and that cooperating parts we are calling it as a part. And under this structural decomposition we are having a pattern called whole parts pattern. So next, in organization of work, what we have a master slave pattern, but all the slaves are going to carry out the services which all the services will be executing in parallel, and the master is going to have a control over the pattern. Next, what we have a access control. So in the access control pattern, we have a proxy pattern which acts as a real server, and it is going to handle all the client services. Next, in a management pattern, we have a command processor pattern. So, and one more is a view handler pattern. So we are just identifying the collection of the objects. So how the objects can be handled. So that can be taken care by the command or a view handler pattern. Next, we have a communication pattern. So in communication pattern, we are using a 3 different categories of pattern: forwarder receiver, client dispatcher, and the publisher subscriber pattern. So in a whole part, we had taken an example of a cat, and the here what we are trying to identify it as a whole part pattern. So in a whole part pattern, what we are identifying, we are taking the aggregation of the objects. So how the objects are being aggregated, and the structure of this whole part pattern consists of a whole and the part. Okay, and the whole has a aggregation of all the objects, so it puts all the services into the services of the object, and it acts as a wrapper class. But what about the part? So the part has a several services which are going to be implemented. So next, in a object modeling tool, we have a client, we have a whole. The client will be performing it as it requests for a service to carry out a task. So the whole has a n number of services. All this n number of services are the combined of a different parts. So there are several parts and each part has its own services. And for the dynamics, what we had taken an example of rotating a line. Okay, so we have a line called PQ, and this PQ line has to be displaced from its point. So there we are taking the angle of a rotation. So depending upon the angle of the rotation, so what happens? The line takes a new position P dash and of Q dash, and we are calling that new position of the line as a L dash. So here what happens? The client request for the line, so it moves an angle of it when a line has to be moved from one position to other, it takes an angle. So the rotate is an operation. So to rotate that line, it sends a message. So what the line will do, it sends a message to the point P, and the point P accepts for the rotation. Similarly, it sends a message to the point Q, and the point Q also accepts the message, and the new line will be drawn. So we have a implementation for a whole and a part. So where we are having a interface of the whole, and we are taking a separate parts. We need to identify the implementation of the parts, implementation of a whole, where we are using a top up approach and the bottom up approach, and we need to specify what are the different services that has to be provided as a part service and has a whole services. And the variants of this whole part pattern are a shared part, assembly part, container, contents, and the collection members. So in organization of work, we don't have this. So next we have a access control. In access control, we have a proxy pattern. So here what happens? The client requests for one of the service. So there are n number of clients, so all the clients has to be handled. So without having the unauthorized access, how to provide the service? So that service can be controlled by the proxy pattern. So we have a structure. So in a structure we have a client, proxy, original, and the abstract original. The client For the client class, the collaborator is a proxy, and the responsibility of the client class is having the interface. Through the interface, it requests for a service to the proxy. Next, the abstract original, it serves as an abstract base class for the original. Next, we have a proxy class. So in a proxy class, it provides an interface to the original client. It is going to have an access to the original. So in the original, it implements the actual services. So in Dynamics, we have a client, proxy, and the original. The client has to perform a task, so that task will be provided. That's To perform a task, the client will approach has a service to the proxy. The proxy will pre-process. So what about the pre-processing? It has to locate the server where the server has been implemented, and who is the client that has been raised. So it has to locate the server, what kind of services that are available. So it will locate the server, and it will communicate whatever the services that has been requested by the client. So after locating the original server, it will forward the request service to the original server. So once the original performs its service, so what happens? It will receive the message, and after receiving the message, it makes a post processing from which client that the request has arisen. So it is going to forward those requests. So in implementation, what we are considering where we need to identify all the responsibilities. So to identify all the responsibilities, what we are we are trying to indicate whatever the responsibilities or whatever the components are there. Next thing is we need to identify the abstract class, and we need to identify what are the different interfaces are there. So after identifying that, we need to implement the proxy services. Once the proxy services Once the proxy services is being implemented, uh, what we need to do? We need to free the original, and the client has their own responsibilities, and that has to be migrated. And the different um, the proxy and the original has to handle the original, and we need to identify. So how do we identify? So through the address and through the identifier and the socket, we are trying through the socket and through the port number, we are identifying that. And after identifying all that, after providing the service, we need to remove all the direct relationship from that. So next we have a different variants. So the different variants of proxy pattern are remote proxy, protection, cache proxy, synchronization, counting, virtual, and firewall. So we are using these different proxies for different purposes. Okay, the remaining revision we shall conduct tomorrow. Okay.